This hour for you on Daybreak as flu season gets closer, what it means as we're in the midst of a pandemic still.
And how the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety is reminding drivers to stay sober when behind the wheel.
Also a look at how Springfield Public Schools is getting set to kick off the school year. It's all ahead this morning for you on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak. Today is Friday, August 21st. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
And I'm Joe Morano. It is a Friday. Last dash, kids, all right? Enjoy your final weekday free before school starts back up. I'm sorry, but we go through it every year. The kids have just got to soak up that last bit of summer while they can, right?
Yeah, soak it up this weekend. But I wonder if some kids are more excited this time around because they haven't been in school since March. It's been a long time.
That's right.
And maybe summer they haven't really been able to see their friends as much. So it's been a different summer. So maybe they're more excited now than ever before.
Good way to look at that, too. Plenty of school coverage coming your way starting up next week, but we got to get you set for the weekend, and it's going to be a classic August weekend, isn't it, Elisa?
Yes, and I've got the school bus forecast already in my graphics. I'm going to drag it in right after daybreak to,
you dusted it off? It's ready to go?
I dusted it off. It's in there. It's like on standby, and it's at the, what do you call it, Joe?
On deck.
Yes, it's on deck. It's
on deck. What do you call it?
Because I knew he would know what was in my head. Yeah, it's on deck, and I'm going to push it up into the graphics as soon as this daybreak is over, because right, we don't need it today, but we'll need it on Monday, you know?
Yeah, it'll get called up on Monday.
Yeah.
Called up to the plate.
It's up to the plate on Monday. It's ready to go. But yeah, so we're starting out this morning. A beautiful sunrise. It's 61 degrees right now. Southerly winds and pleasant dew points. So another really beautiful, quiet start out there this morning. Temperatures are about 5 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday. It is 60 degrees in West Plains, 64 degrees in Monette, and 61 degrees in Springfield. So a little bit warmer than yesterday, but still feeling pleasant. You still have dew points in the upper 50s, so the humidity is still staying in control. It's still staying pretty low with some greens on the muggy meter map. Dry roads all day today. Again, lots of sunshine, a beautiful afternoon. We trend a little bit warmer, but not terribly sticky. We get that high up to 89 degrees today, which is spot on average for this time of year. So warmer today. The weekend's a little bit hot and sticky. A sunny stretch continues until we're tracking double trouble. Details on the tropics, and we'll look at two of those systems that could impact us way later on next week. Details on that coming up in 10 minutes.
New for you this morning. The Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety is reminding you of the importance of not driving while impaired. Nigel McDonald is live now with more on this group's message this morning. Nigel, good morning.
Yeah, Joe, well, good morning. The message is simple: drive sober or get pulled over. Now, this campaign begins today and will run through September 7th. Now, back in 2019, 184 people were killed and 590 were seriously injured in crashes that involved at least one substance-impaired driver. Now, John Nelson works for MoDOT and says impaired driving is a year-round concern in Missouri, but says the goal of this campaign is to help create public awareness to the dangers and consequences of driving while under the influence. Nelson says it's important to remember impaired driving isn't limited to just alcohol.
There's other things. It could be illegal drugs. It could be prescription drugs, even over-the-counter medication. So any substance, maybe you're coming home from a outpatient surgery and you're on some kind of pain medication. They always tell you to have somebody else drive you home. It's just something to keep in mind. There are lots of things that can impair us and take away our ability to do our task at hand.
Well, Nelson says to consider the others on the roadways when you get into those kinds of situations so that we can all make it home safe. Reporting live in Springfield, Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
Flu season is coming up, and unlike years in the past, there will be two respiratory illnesses that we have to watch out for. Dr. David Barbie and Catherine Wall, who's with the Springfield Greene County Health Department, both spoke with us this week. They say their number one concern this fall is that you can catch both the flu and COVID-19 at the same time. Also, healthcare professionals are already stretched thin because of the pandemic.
This year is especially important. If we can reduce the number of people with the flu, it will allow us to focus on and devote resources to those individuals that become even more ill with COVID.
One of the reasons, we did some of the efforts that we have is really to make sure that we had resources and space in our hospitals and in our healthcare system.
Now, with everything doctors and medical workers have already gone through this year, they say there is one silver lining to be hopeful for, that many are still taking precautions to avoid COVID-19, which will also reduce the incidence of the flu.
Taking a look at education coverage this morning. Last night, Springfield Public Schools' brand new Academy of Fine and Performing Arts kicked off its first year with a back-to-school night. The partnership between SPS Foundation, and Springfield Little Theater will allow students to learn about a variety of fine and performing arts. Over 230 fifth grade students applied, and 50 were selected through a lottery system run by the district. Educators say they are ready to tackle the challenges associated with starting a program during a pandemic.
It's going to be a very unique learning environment, but we are sure that as artists, as creative people, that we are some of the best positioned to handle these challenges because artists see possibilities where others might see limitations.
The school district will be leasing 2 dedicated classroom spaces and an administrative office from Springfield Little Theater.
We want to let you know that the Springfield Greene County Health Department will be holding a news briefing this afternoon at 2:30. Health Director Clay Goddard and Springfield Police Chief Paul Williams are scheduled to speak to talk about enforcement of the city's current phase of the road to recovery. Make sure you tune in today at 2:30 here on Color 10, or you can watch it on our website, ozarksfirst.com.
We're starting out pleasant again this morning. It's dry and sunny with that temperature at 61 degrees right now. Details on a hot and sticky weekend and then double trouble in the tropics. Your forecast is up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Alisa Rafa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.